Today is the 11th of April, 2019. I'm Keith Warr, and welcome to another episode of Homeless in Titusville. And today I'm being joined by, what is your name, sir?
Rodney Hunt.
Rodney
Hunt.
Hunt. And how old are you, Rodney?
I'm 58.
You're 58 years old. And is this the first time you've ever been homeless in your life?
Yes, it is.
It is. And how long have you been homeless?
Since February 28th.
And what's the cause of your homelessness?
Just wanted to move on from the place I was at. Management wasn't doing much for me.
Okay,
So
meaning like what? Like where were you? What was your situation? Were you in a mobile home, an apartment?
I was in an apartment at River Breeze Apartments.
Okay.
And I had a lot of things going on. My car was being keyed. Stones being thrown at my windows day and night to disturb me, banging on my door early in the morning, and management wouldn't listen to me about it all.
And how long had you lived there?
24 and a half years.
So you lived there basically a quarter of a century.
Yeah.
Most of your life, pretty much.
Yep. I was really expecting to retire in that place.
And how about the rent? Did the rent stay about the same, or did it get outrageously expensive?
The thing about the rent was I was paying cheap rent at $500 a month. It was gonna go up. I wasn't put out. I just didn't want to re-sign the lease. It was $500. He told me it was going to $600, but he tells me a lot of stuff.
So the neighborhood really started to go down, and they wouldn't do anything. You felt like you weren't safe there.
Yes.
Is that
yeah.
pretty much it?
Yes,
Your
exactly.
safety. And what is your income like? Do you work? Are you on disability? Are you retired?
Been on disability. I'm bipolar, and I'm on disability also for I had a kidney transplant, and I may need one in the soon future.
And you have a shunt there, it looks like.
It's called a fistula.
Fistula. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's so you used to go for dialysis, or do you still go for dialysis?
I went for dialysis when I started for 2 years and 2 months. And then I got put on the list and fundraised money to be able to get the kidney.
Okay. And do you still have the kidney?
Still have it.
Okay.
Still have it.
And what's your living situation now? Are you couch surfing? Are you staying in the park? Do you have a car? Like, where do you lay your head at night?
I usually I can park out at the beach along the shore.
So you're living out of a car?
I'm living out of my car. It's a 2000 Ford. And yeah, it's...
Is that where
rough.
all your belongings are? Like, okay, for instance, what happened to your furniture when you moved out of the apartment?
I found this storage place. The cheapest in town was Tom's Storage. And my stuff's in there, but I've already paid 2 months rent. I don't have any more money to pay rent there at $140 a month.
So you're going to lose all your belongings?
I may lose a lot of them. SPCA will get a lot of stuff. So
that's sad to think that, you're going to lose your stuff and it's going to go over there, for pennies on the dollar, and you'll never be able to get that stuff back.
It's something I built up for over 24 years. And you're right, it's devastating, but things can be replaced in time. But I'm hoping for better for the future.
So are you under a doctor's care now? Like, I would think you must take some kind of immunosuppressive medicine to be able to, so that your body doesn't reject the kidney.
Yeah, there's a lot involved with the kidney. You're right. It's 3 different, what do you say that word?
Immunosuppressive.
Immunosuppressive.
I was a paramedic, so I know a little something about a little something.
So, yeah, I take that. I take Tums for calcium. I take something from the heart doctor, slow my heart down. I've had a heart attack before. I seem to be doing great from that. I've had good care. So that's where I stand right now.
Have you told your family, your friends, your doctor, like, who knows that you're out here on the streets?
I told Halifax where I had my kidney transplant,
Okay.
and they're the only ones that know right now.
Okay. How about friends and family?
Yeah, I have two brothers know, and I have two sisters that know.
And were you ever married?
Yeah, I was married. It ended 18 years ago.
Okay. Did you have any children?
I've got two great sons. One will be turning 32 in June. The other one in August will be 34.
And do they know you're out on the street?
Yes.
They
Yes.
do. Wow.
Yeah, I spent time with my son in Jacksonville, the youngest son.
Are they not really in a good financial place themselves to be able to help you out, or?
Yeah, that's where they're at. He's trying to continue his education, and he's not able to help me out in that situation.
Right. Right. A lot of young people are struggling to make a living wage, you know, to even survive themselves. You know, this is a very common thing.
Yeah.
So right now, you being out on the streets, you know, with your health like this, is it causing your health to deteriorate? Are you noticing any things that are starting to go wrong with you living on the street?
I spend the night in my car, and the seat is very uncomfortable. I have back problems from it, and trying to stretch my long legs. I'm 6'4", trying to stretch my legs out in a medium-sized car is
Right.
kind of hard.
What do you do for food? How do you feed yourself? Do you get food stamps? Do you go to churches?
I don't get food stamps. I don't go to churches. I take the money I was using for rent at the last apartment complex, and I use that to feed myself.
Okay. And I can't imagine you're eating very nutritious food because you're living out of your car. You have nowhere to cook the food. You don't have a refrigerator to keep leftovers or lunch meat or
Exactly.
whatever. So, like, are you eating a lot of canned foods like spaghettis and?
No, try to limit myself for $20 or less.
A day.
Right. And sometimes I have breakfast, and that'll last me most of the day, and then I have some kind of small burger or something at night. Get me by.
Do you have diabetes or anything else that's
No, sir.
No. So, well, I mean, not that, you know, the kidney transplants and the heart attack isn't enough, but so you don't have any other, have you ever had any other surgeries? Like, what else is physically wrong? Because you seem to walk a
Yeah.
little funny, you have a hard time walking.
Yeah, I broke my hip about 9 years ago now. So I had I crushed the ball joint in my left leg, and they replaced it. The left leg is about half an inch shorter than the other leg. So I have a stunt in there to equal out the height of both legs.
Right. Wow.
I also wanted to tell you that my driver's license got some restrictions on it, AB. I had torn the retina in my left eye. They repaired it. And
So you're not supposed to drive at night or in the dark?
it's just harder to drive at night. Yeah.
So those are your restrictions, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Really, the restrictions just say a mirror on both sides for me, but it is getting harder to drive at night. I drive a lot slower so I can see better.
Yeah.
I had a cornea in that eye also replaced, and this is a new update that most people don't know. Things have modernized with putting a cornea in when they cut out the other cornea.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have it down to a specific size where my sight is blurred, and I probably got 70% vision in my left eye, but now when they can specifically nail it down, then you won't have any more blurriness.
Wow.
Surgeries are very expensive.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And, you know, your situation, you don't really have anywhere to recover now other than your car.
That's it.
Have you reached out to any of the organizations like, you know, Department of Children and Families or, you know, any of the churches?
They say I qualify $10 above. I can't get Medicaid because of that.
You make $10 a month too much.
Too much.
$10 a month
$10.
too much to qualify for Medicaid, people.
It's true.
that's disgusting.
Yeah,
It really is, because you figure if they were to take that, let's say $11 from you, you would get hundreds of dollars in benefits.
Yes.
I just don't understand why they can't like prorate it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Take
yes.
$10 in benefits from you,
Right.
and let you have the other $500. I mean,
Exactly
that's.
right.
Have you applied for food stamps? Have you thought about food
Yeah,
stamps?
I've had food stamps for a while, and for some reason, since November, they canceled me out, and I'm fixing to go back down there and reapply again and see where I'm at.
Yes.
I would get 15 a month.
$15, a whole $15.
Whole $15.
Oh my God, boy! You can eat like you could eat like you lived at Trump Tower for that. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. You know, there is a really good pantry here in town called Hummingbird Pantry. It's at 3000 Jolly Street, and that woman does amazing stuff. She has packets made up for people that are homeless that don't have the ability to cook, people that are in a home and stuff. She has fresh fruits and vegetables and potatoes and onions and frozen meat, which, you know, as you know, a lot of food pantries don't really give you much,
Yeah,
you know.
right.
Not to be looking a gift horse in the mouth, but, you know, the fact is, you know, a lot of times they give you some crazy stuff you really can't make a meal out of, you know.
Right.
But over at this Hummingbird Pantry here, and we'll find out what days they are open to get you over there.
Okay.
So what about your car right now? How reliable is your car? Is it in good shape, bad shape?
It's in fair shape. Yeah, it's running good. Transmission's still good.
I mean, because that's your home.
Yeah.
You've got all your belongings in there, right? I just met you at the laundromat, and you're doing laundry, so that's where you keep everything.
Everything's in my car except for my furniture.
And what do you do about bathing? Do you bird bath in bathrooms, or like what have you been doing?
Yeah, I have washcloths and stuff, and I go to the various different parks, and I shave there, wash my face, do under the arms, and I just clean myself the best I can, and wash my hair in there and stuff, and then I move on.
Do you have any bad habits? Do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you
Never
gamble?
drink, never smoke, don't gamble.
Don't do any drugs?
I don't do any drugs. I'm a born-again Christian, so
And yet you're still homeless.
still homeless. But I just want to say that I believe it's in Philippines, in the Bible, that God says, I will never leave you or forsake you, and I think he's been with me the last 6 weeks homeless, for sure,
Okay.
for sure.
But yet you are still out here on the street.
Yes,
you know?
I am, yes.
And do you know what other stuff you may qualify for? Like how do you spend your days? Do I see you have a phone. You're lucky enough to have a phone,
I was lucky enough
thankfully.
I've had the phone for a while. It was set up through my son. It runs me around $17, $18 a month,
Okay.
so it's cheaper than the other kinds of cell phones.
Yeah, right. So very grateful for that.
Yes.
Have you filled out applications? Are you on waiting lists for help?
I went to several different apartment complexes. I've been to Bellevue. I've been to Royal Palm for seniors apartments. And I just feel like I'm given the runaround there. So it's really sad because they're supposed to be helping people there.
Yes. What are you working with as far as income? Do you get over 1,000, under 1,000 a month?
Yeah, I get roughly $1,300 a month.
Okay, so not a lot. Not a lot to work
not
with.
a lot.
So you definitely need to be in a place, you know, that is labeled as affordable housing.
Right.
You know, some kind of help. Wow. And to think that, you know, $10 less, you would qualify for more benefits, and then of course, you know, with a whole $15 a month in food stamps, I mean, I just don't know how you're supposed to make it, you know, what you're supposed to do. Are you a veteran? Have you ever been in the military?
No veteran, no.
No, okay. Wow.
I just wanted to say one thing about being bipolar. People don't really need to be afraid of bipolar people. I mean,
Right, no.
I've had the disease since I was right out of high school at 18 years old, and it hit me hard. And But through the years, modern medication has really helped with bipolar people, I wanted to say. And people don't know I'm bipolar unless I tell them. So I just want to get that out there.
Okay, yeah. What kind of work had you done all your life? Like, what kind of stuff had you done? How'd you make a living?
Yeah, I started at 13 years old and began mowing yards up and down my street. And that worked well to me till I was 34. I was still mowing grass. I worked at the North Brevard Public Library, and then I got sick with bipolar, so I left that. And I've had all kinds of jobs, worked with Scotty's. I put in almost 11 years at McDonnell Douglas when it was in town.
Okay.
So.
And you don't have any retirements from them, any pensions?
I'll have a retirement.
When you turn 65?
65, yeah.
So you've got about 7 more years to go before you get that.
Yeah, the way it works, if you have that money in the bank, and they find out, then Medicare will cut your funds, so it's like I never got a pension, so I'm waiting to 65.
Right.
So
very smart.
Yeah.
Glad you're doing that. Wow. But I mean, still, a guy in your physical health and condition should not be on the streets homeless.
No. It's not healthy for me.
No, you have no business being out here. How about the Brevard Sharing Center? Have you gone over there? Have you talked to any of those folks?
No, I've not really ventured out.
Are you afraid? Do you feel embarrassed? Or, I mean, I know it's hard doing this interview and putting your business out there. I know it is,
Yeah.
Has it been hard, to ask for help?
Well, sometimes, yeah, when you have to go into a gas station like Cumberland Farms or something late at night because every park is closed, you have to use the restroom, and then they kind of know when you often go there, you're probably homeless.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it can be embarrassing at times.
Wow. Well, look, guys, this is one of our fellow human beings here in Titusville. He's homeless. He's on the street. He's had a kidney transplant. He thinks that he's going to need an additional kidney transplant soon. I guess this kidney isn't holding up so well. You're having some difficulties.
Kidneys generally last. Depends on what the doctor says about it. 5 to 8 years. You can go as much as some people go 10 years or a little more.
And how many years are you on this?
Just over 5.
Wow. So you're close to having lived out its life.
I'm year to year.
Yeah.
Month to month, really.
And then you'd go back to dialysis.
Right.
Wow. Look, if you guys know of any help, any program, something he's overlooked, something that I don't know about, if you know of something, please reach out. Leave a message. You guys can friend me on Facebook at KEITHWOHR. You guys can also become a member of Homeless in Titusville on Facebook. You can leave comments there. This just isn't right. We shouldn't have a 58-year-old disabled man homeless on the streets. He has no bad habits. He doesn't gamble. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. He does everything that we think of as doing the right thing, and still he finds himself homeless on the street. Is there anything else that you would like to say, or that you would like the viewers to know about your situation?
It's just a rough situation to stay in your car, and I just want everybody to know a lot of my income, I see a psychiatrist, I see a kidney doctor, I see a heart doctor, and intestinal doctor, and sometimes I have to go to the emergency room because my immune system's down and I catch the flu. So I have to go to the emergency room or check into another hospital or something.
Right.
So,
yeah, you being homeless on the street literally is putting your life in danger.
Yeah, it affects all my blood work.
Yeah.
Another thing that I have to do, I'm 6'4", I'm about 290 pounds, and I have to drink 8 to 10 waters a day. If I sweat a little bit, it's 10 waters a day.
Right.
So
because
that's very
of the kidney.
costly.
Yeah.
So the 24 bottle case runs out quick.
Yeah. Wow, guys. Could you imagine, your life depending on having good, clean water? He has to have bottled water because he's in the car and doesn't have access to a sink, to be able to go and get a glass of water, city water that most of us drink for pennies on the dollar, and this is his situation. So, look, I really appreciate you taking a couple minutes and sharing.
Appreciate you talking with me.
Yeah, and your situation. I know this is hard, letting everyone know what things are like and stuff, but I think it's important that people know that there are people like yourself out here on the street, homeless, and need help.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, as always, may you be just as blessed as you have blessed others. And until next time, thanks for watching.
Thank you.